So the triple threat is the idea of, first of all, operating businesses. So, getting as much exposure to running a business as possible, whether you are the actual full-on founder or whether you joined a business that's cash flowing, selling services, selling products, and just getting as much hands-on experience for like how that actually works. And in Pomp's case, he's also running a fund, right? So allocating capital is the next part of the triple threat. It's like, okay, so first you want to be absolutely running your own businesses or running someone else's business and getting as much exposure to that as possible. That becomes your cash flow. That also becomes a way of growing equity positions. But on top of that, it's like actually investing capital in businesses. It's like, okay, well, why does he want to do that? Well, obviously, you can make money by investing in other businesses. And the more that you do it, the better you get at it. Your networks improve. You have investors that start to like you. You have founders that start to like you. And you can build up a relationship portfolio, essentially, which you can start to leverage. And both of those two skill sets and time allocations, i.e. operating businesses and investing in businesses, I think the really, I'm going to call it, it's not smart, it's obvious, right? I actually think it's really obvious, but the really powerful turbo driver to those two skill sets that plenty of people have is then the creating content, because you become almost like a one-man marketing band. By attaching yourself to a project, presumably you can help get extra eyeballs on that product or that service. You can help to drive revenues. You are just very valuable in that sense. And so I guess what caught my attention here is I'm a private investor at this stage, but I'm absolutely open to the idea of investing other people's monies in opportunities I see. And that would require me to really put myself out there and say, this is an opportunity I see. This is where I'm putting my money. Who would like to do it with me? But alongside that, it's like, what businesses can I build? And I've started this podcast. I will make a business out of this. Year one, as you might have heard me say, is just going to be all about getting in a good flow, creating the right content, high quality, and getting myself out there, getting the systems and processes in place, making sure my team's happy and absolutely loving it and getting better and better themselves. And so I'm ticking those two boxes, and actually it transpires I'm creating content too. It's like, Pomp, right on, mate. Let's be the triple threat. I'm bang up for that. What I don't yet know, and I think this is what catches my attention, is like, what is the outcome of that? And why is he so interested in that? I guess the answer lies in episode 1 of his new show that I've got starred. I need to go and listen to, which I'll probably go and do now, shall I? Let me just wrap this one up with a couple of comments around action brings clarity. And so when we are coming up with ideas, thinking about doing things, dreaming up stuff, just start in some way. And then don't let great get in the way of good. So procrastination or perfectionism is actually very, very unhelpful. You just got to get the ball rolling. And the process of being the triple threat, it sounds pretty awesome, doesn't it? Like what a cool thing to do with your time. Now, obviously that's over and above, one's commitments to their family. And when I say over and above, one's family should always come first, in my view. So as long as one is kicking goals in that area and comfortable with what's going on, then it's a case of like, well, what do I want to do with my time? And actually being a triple threat sounds like a great vibe. And I'm keen on that. So yeah, cool. To anyone out there that's thinking of being a triple threat, let's go for it. To anyone out there that's thinking of starting a new business, do it. To anyone out there that hasn't yet made their first investment or is thinking of making an investment, get on with it. Like, you'll learn. If it goes to zero, well, that's okay. You learn from it, and never over allocate to one thing that you're not totally comfortable with. Understand what you're doing. Do your own research. In my experience with investing, your biggest loss is actually your biggest lesson. Find people that you respect. What are they investing in? Why? Can you learn from them? Leverage that. And then the content piece, like ironically, going back to the social media platforms where you are the product as a user, it's insanely easy to create content. It's literally a case of press record on your mobile phone, start talking. So in some ways, there are no excuses. You can make content every day of the week. If anyone wants to kick up the arse to start a podcast, get in touch. I'll do it. I've done it with a few friends. It's a case of like, right, get hold of 10 people, book them in on a calendar over 10 weeks at the same time, every Tuesday night, and click record using some video call software and post it online. You don't even need to like have an intro song or an audio tag or show notes or any editing. You can just literally just post these things. And what happens with the content, which I think is the most powerful thing, is it doesn't disappear, and it's like digital breadcrumbs. So that fairy tale of Hansel and Gretel, which you may or may not remember, but the idea of like follow the breadcrumbs, right? Is people find your content because they stumble across it for whatever reason, and they then find you, and that value that the content creator is putting out in the world comes back in spades in lots of different areas that you don't necessarily expect. And that's something I'm very proud of. So again, if anyone hasn't quite got going with the content creation side of things, get going. It's really cool. It's very valuable, and you won't regret it.